What's up, everybody? Wolf of Walmart here. It is a rainy, wintry day here in Sacramento area in Roseville, California. So, I figured it's perfect time for yet another addition or two to the boat. So, I'll go over what I'm going to do for this video. I initially made this video already. In fact, I clipped the GoPro to my, adjust that, there we go. Clipped the GoPro to my hat and did it all overhead. But what I realized is if you're motion sick, you could never watch that video. Also, thanks Waterloo for making the most delicious, refreshing, carbonated beverage. Also, I did an install with all the stuff that I got in one video. The video is an hour long. That's not going to work for anybody. Thank you, Souders, for giving me the heads up. I talked to Matt Souders from the Catch Podcast and his own interesting self. Is my poor guy is my sounding board. Like, I ask him questions and we talk about stuff. He's really helpful, and dude, I fully appreciate you. If you guys don't follow Souders, go follow him on Instagram at Matt Souders. Or the Catch Podcast. Actually, go follow the Catch Podcast. Not only on Instagram and social media is all over, but on YouTube. The cool thing is, this YouTube thing that they're doing, they have fish catch videos, they have their podcast on video, they have all sorts of stuff coming on video. So, and I know that their channel is just growing and growing. So, go give them a follow. You can pause this video, you can turn this video off, whatever, I don't care. Go give them a follow, show them some love, dude. Souders and Brad, you guys are the man. Me and Brad's Instagram DMs get pretty wild. It's awesome. I can't wait to see you guys in Columbus this year. It's going to be fun. But like I said, I was wearing it on my hat, and that make everybody sick. So today we're putting it on my belly and see if that can be a little bit more stable. And I'm going to do multiple videos today, so you're going to see me dressed in the same clothes a bunch. I don't really care, but, if you want to judge me, judge me. With the chest cam, or belly cam, if you will, and we're going to go about it that way. So before I get too far into this, as you can see, some things have already been adjusted, because also not only did I do all these mods already, I went and fished them. So unfortunately, I don't get to give you guys the first review or the first look and then my adjustments according to, but I will talk about my adjustments when I am doing this video. So, as you can see, my paddle grab right here, my Yak Attack paddle grab it's on this side now. It used to be on the other side. Something's coming. It's going to be awesome. And my two rod holders used to be on either side, and now they're both right here. Something's coming. It's going to be cool. So, I guess we'll go ahead and get into this first. Set you back down there. I got a couple things. From Yak Gadget. The danger of Yak Attack and Yak Gadget on the same kayak. Ooh, I'm sure there's somebody out there that cares. I don't, because I want the kayak to fit me and be comfortable with the way I fish. And because nobody's paying me to do this. I'm just doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and put those things on there. I got a 4-rack rod holder kit from Yak Gadget. And I got this dope cup holder, which I've already hooked up some things to. Also, I got these leashes from Rogue Outdoors. These are awesome. One's going to be for a fish, and the other, well, actually this one's for the fish, because I'll clip the fish to these and let them hang out in the water. I know these look like Fisher Price grabbers. They probably are Fisher Price grabbers. I've never had to use a pair before, so I'm not going to go buy a really expensive pair if I'm not really using them that often. But this cup holder is super sick. It's loaded with stuff. So not only can I fit the grabbers and the pliers right in here, it's got all these slots right here. I also have all these small slots around it, where instead of hanging my hooked baits inside the cup holder itself, I can hang them on the outside of the cup holder, because I tend to leave the baits that I fish out of my tackle boxes, because when I put them directly back into my tackle boxes, I now put a bunch of moisture in my tackle box that doesn't necessarily need to be there. and my stuff will get rusty. It's happened already. I don't really want to go through that again, so I'm not going to go through that again because I'm going to hang them on here now. It's going to be awesome. Let's go ahead and get to it. I'm going to set up the GoPro and let's run this mod. All right, so first things first, I had initially thought that maybe I could put this cup holder here next to my boxes. Let me go ahead and put my Yak packs on there just because I'm going to use it for an example later. Also, Yak Pack just came out with the dividers for this. I had asked earlier in another video about dividers for this. Then, of course, the next day, my social media tells me that Yak Pack came out with dividers for this, so that's awesome. But I found that putting the cup holder up here is probably going to be the best place for it, at least for me right now in where I'm at. So, oh, come on, get on there. I went ahead and I put it all the way up front. Because I like a lot of space, or as much space as I can. I don't know about anybody else, but like foot space is difficult for me. Also, I took off my other tether and I only keep the scale on here now because my pliers are going to be here. I have my Leatherman that's now attached to my NRS vest because I'm just more comfortable with my Leatherman than I am with scissors and all this extra stuff. Maybe down the line I might like something different. So here comes what I was curious about. And if you see these rod holders, you see how they have spaces on both sides. See these spaces, both sides, boom. Or you could actually put this inside that. So if I wanted to put them out further away from me, I could. Or, you know, put this in here to put it out further. Or I could slide this all the way to here and it would slide the rods in. But what I found is the seat right here would obstruct. So what I went ahead and did is, because my rods are so long, I'm gonna put this one back here. I don't want to put it on this side because, as you can see, the Boondocks landing gear would be definitely in the way. Speaking of which, where's my strap? I think I left it outside. All right, and then I always kind of quarter turn it back, turn it all as one to make sure that's locked down. Now, Yak Attack has these, you know, these locking clips on them like these hard mount clips. Yak Gadget has these washers, these rubber washers, and man, they're grippy. They really hold. So kudos to Yak Gadget for coming up with this rubber washer idea. Like, this is really good. So I'm gonna go ahead, oops, wrong side, turn it around this way. There we go. Put it right about here, give or take. And I don't know if you're weird like me, but I went ahead and I measured the distance from there to there with my reel seats and my reels sitting almost right on these rungs, give or take. So that way, when I put this one on, I'm not landing right on a guide. Like, one of my guides isn't dragging on the inside of these or the outside of these and just messing up the guides. Because as we saw from a previous video, I blew out a guide on one of my favorite rods. Still haven't gotten around to fixing it because whatever, I'm lazy. I don't know. I haven't got around to fixing it because I don't know if I'm ready to take that on as a venture of, you know, putting a new guide on the rod. Let me throw this up here. If you notice, I cleaned the kayak today, so there's no more muck in there. Hence why that towel, and there's still some wetness. Okay, so this is going to be my new rod storage for the most part. Basically what this does is this adds rods to my arsenal that I didn't have before. I don't know if I like it out that far. I think I'm gonna slide it out some more this way. Keep everything away from me as much as possible. Now, I was curious when I set my rods in here. In fact, I'll do it while we're talking. If that's gonna obstruct me, oh fancy, these just happen to be sitting out. Obstruct me from being able to paddle, because the RVR is a paddle kayak, not a pedal drive. I can hook a motor up to it later. That's cool. I don't have that kind of money. But if anybody's out there that's got a motor, that's interested in watching me learn how to install that and learn how to run that, and you got an extra motor sitting around and you don't mind, shoot it to me. Other than that, and I'll be very appreciative. But other than that, I'm not going to have a motor for a while, so I have to learn how to do this by hand. So if you notice, when I set these in, oh, that's what I did. I did it to the cork right there. Yeah. So these should all sit. Yep. And my guides aren't going to be racked in here. See, like this? But my curiosity factor came when I was like, well, what happens when I go to paddle? Is my paddle going to hit my rods? With 4 rods in here, I didn't necessarily hit my rods. There was a couple times where I tapped them for sure, because I'm not used to, not used to all of it yet. But it wasn't too bad. But there's another option that they have that I think might suit me down the line a little bit better, especially when I get more towards moving water than, because right now I'm still in kind of standstill water, still fishing, still learning, still trying to figure the whole system out. Not just this rod rack system, but the kayak fishing in general. Oops, of course, camera cord grabs it. There you go. So my rods are sitting here now. My paddle still has plenty of space to get in the water. When I put the 4th rod in, I did tap it a couple times, but it was just a tap. I didn't drag my rod. I did all right. So I was like, okay, cool. That's cool. But what I was getting at is they have a 2-rod system, a 3-rod system, and a 4-rod system. Also, they have a 2-rod plus paddle system, which means I could take this paddle, which of course is separated right now. Oh, and speaking of which, I found a place to put my bump board. I'll talk to you guys about that in a minute. And I can actually put my paddle out here if I wanted. Now what ends up happening is, there is some pressure on the rods. There's some pressure on the rod tips. I'm not hitting some crazy water. Usually most of the time when I set the paddle down, I set it in the spot where the rod was, or I move the outside rod in so it actually sits like this. Boom. Boom. And it's away from my rods, which is nice. But for now, I'm just going to set it there like this, which tells me someday I can probably eliminate that rod holder over there or use that for my catch board. But I did get a comment where there's a space here where I can stick my catch board in under my seat upside down, which that's what this groove is down here. I don't know if you guys can see this groove down here. I found that out and I thought that was really cool. But once I put the cup holder in, now I don't have the space for the catch board that direction. But what I can do is, and what I did do, is I just set it in like that. And it pretty much stuck there. It didn't really go very far. Like I said, I'm not doing crazy rapids or anything. So that's where the catch board goes. Anywho, that is my Yak Gadget additions. The rod holders and the cup holder, which is going to be awesome and super fun. Well, not going to be, because it is, because I already tried it all out and it was really fun. But in the future, I might just do the 2 rods and the paddle holder, or hopefully they can come out with a 3-rod and a paddle holder and have the paddle holder a little bit off to the side further or something like that, so I don't really necessarily hit my rods, because anytime I let this go, it lands right down on my rod. So, for future reference, or I might just make something myself. Who knows? I'm not quite there yet, but you never know. So for now, I'm just going to move this paddle off here just because I don't want to rest in on my rods. Boom. And that's the new arsenal. And what I ended up doing back here is, because it is winter, I put a couple spinning rods in these things. So I have one reel this way, one reel that way. I have 2 spinning rods that come out. And they pretty much stay out of my casting distance, so I have accessibility to quick grab rod, or I calculated I'm going to drag a Nico rig for the next 20 minutes to an hour, and I can grab one of these right here. That is my Yak Gadget addition to the new Bonafide RVR. So that is my Yak Gadget edition, the cup holder and the rods, like I was just saying. I really like that rod system. There's another rod system that I was really interested in looking at. Professional angler Greg DePalma, he has a custom-made rod racket box for his kayak, which I reached out to him, and it's really cool. He actually spoke back with me, and I said, dude, GDP, I really appreciate that. I mean, we're not bros or anything, but dude, just the fact that you took the time out of your day to comment back and discuss this stuff with me for a little bit, thanks, dude. I appreciate it. And he's coming out with something custom maybe down the line, which is going to be really interesting to me. But that's for another day. That's not for now. For now, this is what I have, and I really like it. Like I said, I got a chance to fish this. I tapped the rods a couple times with the paddles, but not as many as I thought I would. I really like the accessibility of being able to just grab my rod, cast, don't like that one, set it down, grab another one, cast, don't like that, set it down. Now, I did notice when I was doing it, like how close they are together, because, I mean, you can't just have a rod rack this long off the side of your kayak. I mean, you could, but I'm not going to. The reels were knocking into each other. So when I would grab one, the other two would kind of lift. I'm all, ugh, because I'm not on the ground where they fall. Like, they go in the water, they're gone. So I talked to Yak Gadget about maybe a strap that goes across. There is straps. You can get little bungees for them and stuff. That's totally fine. But I think that if I unbungee one, I'm unbungeeing all of them. So I'm going to look into something maybe a little bit smaller or something a little bit, maybe more idea. I'm going to play with that down the line. But for now, the quick grab rods, easy access on the side, which is awesome. The spinning rods right back here where I can grab them if I need them. I did try and set some spinning rods on those rod racks. Totally works. But if you have a spinning rod, it needs to be either on the very outside or the very inside, because the spinning rod arm, every single time, literally just the lightest little bit will pick the whole other rod up. The bait casters, they kind of play with each other a little bit. Spinning rod wants to knock everybody off deck. So I have put my Yak Attack rod holders back here. Those are going to be my spinning rod holders for now, and I'm totally okay with that. As for fishing with the Yak stack, the boxes, those are awesome. I love them. Like we're talking about rods, quick grab, dude. I have all my quick grab lures right there. Buzz baits, blade baits, bladed jigs, spinner baits. They're all right there. A lot of my moving jigs are right there. That's going to change in the next couple months. But for now, or the next month or so, but that's, for now, those are on top. The underside, I put like line, a bunch of extra stuff in the second box, stuff that I don't necessarily need that fast, but I don't want to stack in storage under me or anything like that. Speaking of under storage, that's going to be my next video, and we're going to get into that because that's really fun. So thanks for sticking with me on this one, and, you know, like I always say, if you like this video, like it. If you don't, don't. But leave me a comment either way. I'm still in the learning stages. I'm still trying to figure this all out, and the more comments, the better. I appreciate everybody that's commented, and thank you so much for everything that you guys, all the input that you've given me, whether it be on the YouTube or on my social medias in the messages. So thank you very much. You can find me at The Real Wolf of Walmart at TikTok, Free Wolf of Walmart on Instagram, or right here on YouTube as Wolf of Walmart. But if you're watching this video, that means you found me here on YouTube as Wolf of Walmart. I don't know why I say that. Well, like the video, guys. Bye.